AFTV 2-0 at home to Aston Villa. When we had the chance to go back to the top of the league and really strengthen our position, particularly over Liverpool, with him, losing today at home. I mean, it's a really, really bad loss.
Yeah, that is a really, really, really tough pill to swallow. I think you can't afford to be pouring a run in when you're going for leagues, when you're going for Champions Leagues, and that's what we were today. I thought Villa were excellent. I thought they set up tactically absolutely superb. They were so compact vertically and horizontally. There was no space between the lines. I know people have kind of talked about Havertz playing that midfield role, but I think in the first 15, 16 minutes, he got in 3 times in behind, and I think that's actually what Arteta was trying to do. I think when
a couple of times they were offside.
Yeah,
that's the thing. That was the other thing about forward players today, all constantly being offside.
He was, but I think the idea when a side is that compact and you can't play through them is you have to try and go over them. Or at least not try and play and be as intricate as we are maybe in the middle of the park. So Havertz gives you a little bit of a different outlook because he's willing to go beyond. Jesus probably doesn't give you that. And in that respect, you can kind of understand what he was potentially trying to do. But fundamentally, when you do it, you have to then go and score. And if you don't then go and score, you make it really, really, really difficult. They set up to neutralise and capitalise on that, and they almost did. I think Watkins hit the post on the inside. Someone else hit the crossbar on the post. Overall, they were the better side. I don't think anyone can fault that. I don't think anyone can criticise them. I thought they came in today. I thought they were absolutely excellent. I thought we were the absolute opposite. Possibly a bit of a hangover from the Bayern game. They shouldn't have been. They played Thursday night and didn't have a hangover. They were missing lots of players. We know at the minute, apart from Timber, we've basically got a full squad. And in that respect, it's really disappointing because this is when it matters. This is when it has to count, and this is when the players, this is when the fans, this is when the coaching staff all have to stand up and really make it count. And it's season after season that we're not doing it in those moments when you really want us to stand up and make it known that we're here to compete, not just be around and kind of be spoken about as a side that puts pressure on. We actually want to be a side that goes on and wins things, and I think you see the difference with City yesterday and Liverpool and Arsenal today in terms of the ability to kind of turn it on when it matters.
Yeah, I mean, they were playing Luton. That is the other thing we do have to remember. They weren't playing although they have beaten Villa at home, but they were playing Luton. But it was, like you said, a great performance by Aston Villa and a very, very poor performance by us. Can you see the team though bouncing back from this, or do you think that this will have an effect?
I think what I've seen so far this season, we've got the resilience to bounce back. But I think someone else mentioned it earlier. It's easier to sometimes bounce back when the pressure's off. When really we should have bounced back from Tuesday tonight. Today should have been a bounce back. Now we've got to kind of carry that into Wednesday and really, really, really hope. And depending on the outcome of Wednesday, you're then going into a game next week against the Wolves side that are quite buoyant, really looking quite positive. I think we've got the ability to bounce back, but what you don't want a team to do is keep bouncing back when the pressure's off, and then you kind of go and play your game when there's no pressure, and you go, well, we got there, we were close, and it could have been, and we push on next year. At some stage, you've got to push on, and this was really, really, really an opportunity for us to do so. Confident that we go on and have a good run. But after today, we've just made it so... Everyone talks about it being impossible. I wouldn't go as far as to say impossible, but we've definitely made it much harder than it ever should have been because it was fully in our hands.
Right. Just finally, I'll put you on the spot.
Yeah.
Do you think we win the league?
No. No,
Okay.
no, and that's not a criticism. I think when you look, I think we just got to be realistic. I think when you look at the running, I think if anybody neutrally was looking at that, and when teams looked at it 5 or 6 games ago, even though City were third, they were still given the highest percentage because of the running, and I don't think that's changed. I think that their running is still the same running, and Arsenal's running and Liverpool's running. Liverpool dropped points today that you wouldn't have expected them to drop. We dropped points today in a game that people probably would have expected us to potentially draw, but we haven't even taken the 1 point. The goal difference potentially saves us if City do have a lapse. We've just made it harder than it needed to be.